the darkest depths of the e-girl community, nigga. I'm not gonna hold you.
What are the other reactions?
I don't know. You asking the wrong person. The Moist vid. Too many of y'all saying that I'm not watching. Too many of y'all say I can't watch that, so I will not watch it on stream.
What's this?
No, the fucking critical video.
Tomorrow's
teachings, please.
That's fuck.
I'm not gonna hold you. Most of y'all are in love with e-girls in this chat, and y'all don't even realize it, nigga. Oh, hold on, I'm blowing this shit down. I'm not gonna hold you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And for all recommended videos, the joint has 3 minutes to entertain me or interest me, or I'm clicking on.
World's most valuable resource.
Also British nigga, so you know it'll be good.
An entity grander than life itself and more treasured than any amount of imagined riches. To many, they're more important than survival's most necessary needs. Water, food, shelter, clothing, health and safety. These all pale in comparison. They unite.
Hey guys.
It's okay, chat can't hear him.
Gunner again.
Chat can't hear him.
How are you?
But you can.
Hey Miles, back at it again. How was your day? Have you been training lately? It looks like you are losing muscles. That's really sad. Get your fat ass up and hit the gym so you are ready to face me.
Wow. That's your man's, right?
I don't have anything to say. I'll let my actions do the talking at the end of the summer, nigga.
It's loud as fuck now. Sound got louder. How the fuck it suddenly get louder? How did suddenly get louder? Okay, like how did it suddenly get louder? So is this?
Let's talk about me personally, nigga. This nigga won't mind me every time. Every time I'm in the stream.
So I'll be so proud we brought the audio back. Yeah, it's good. How the fuck it get louder when we get to? Okay, I don't know what happened. I'm not even gonna capture you.
Nigga, it's just Streamlabs doing dumb shit.
It's loud as fuck now. I didn't change anything between. Okay. W sloppy loud ass. Okay. Well, nigga said that the predicts get scammed.
Nigga said I'm not strong.
Alright.
People of all creeds,
y'all can hear the video,
religions,
right?
and walks of life. They're truly one of the universe's most agreeable common denominators. From the peaks of Mount Fuji to the lakes of Los Angeles and everywhere in between, we all know their names. Purely perfect goddesses among us mortals forced to walk this earth in sin. Of course I'm talking about e-girls. In this video, I'm doing a deep dive on the subculture to unearth the hidden realities of one of nature's most glorious creations. But here, in this moment, we will ask if this is really the case. From the dangers that these women face every day for merely doing their job, to the leaked group chat that almost ended it all.
Start normalizing. Oh, I can't say that word.
These are the darkest depths of the e-girl community. The most appropriate place to start is to talk about some of the misconceptions in the e-girl subculture, because we need to understand what they are and how they're perceived before we can start talking about the implications of their presence online. So an e-girl is generally defined as an active internet user, likely an anime or gaming fan, who have cultivated an aesthetic that blends emo, skater and Japanese styles into their look. The term has apparently been around for a lot longer than you'd expect, first appearing in the Urban Dictionary in 2009. Back then,
nigga said a British nigga with normal teeth
as an insult. But it was as of the rise of TikTok that these girls reclaimed their word, and this is when they really came into the limelight, quickly becoming one of this.
Yeah, girls like this is what I'm talking about. Y'all will let girls like this ruin y'all entire life, bro. I promise y'all. Y'all let girls like this ruin your entire life. Yo, where can I go to recommend a video for a reaction? You have to go to Exploitation Discord and go to recommendation for Ryan. Recommendation for Ryan. You can go and only YouTube videos. Only YouTube videos.
Your loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
You were down to the cat.
This generation's most large and recognizable subcultures. However, because this is such a vast community, a lot of people
probably a TikTok
they
put on YouTube Shorts, by the way.
Brush.
Like, bro, chat. Look, this is like y'all. This is the girls that y'all be giving all y'all money to, bro. Like I see y'all give 2,500. They always got OnlyFans. Like 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they assume that all e-girls are young, depressed, pill-popping, promiscuous introverts. And though yes, there are definitely some young, depressed, pill-popping, promiscuous introverts in the mix, this isn't representative of all of them. Just most of them. Some e-girls are out there dancing on TikTok because they're happy. Some e-girls have social lives. Some of them aren't depressed. I think. I'd wager at least 1 or 2 of them aren't depressed. So now we know how e-girls are stereotyped, let's talk about the time they used their good looks and wily charm to convince a generation of young boys to grab a gun and join the military.
What? The oofication of the military.
Monsters.
Nigga,
These
what?
sirens have
If y'all start joining military because a bad bitch told you online, we're lost as a society, nigga.
sung their song, and only beeswax in thine ears shall help you resist their temptations. So the story here is that there's a TikToker called Illusion who back in January of this year went viral because
She went viral because she's pretty? That's
She
it?
went
Like
viral
content.
because she faked being in the military and the
When she
nigga
posts
pinned it.
thirst
And it
traps.
was
Oh, so
two
she's-
people actually in the military. They were like, it's a lie, don't drive.
So she's not really in the military?
No.
like helicopters and post selfies with semi-automatic weapons. She's described herself as a psychological operations specialist, which has made people wonder, is this girl actually helping to recruit people to the US Army? Has she been employed to try and recruit a bunch of simpy young men to strap on their boots and shave their head? Her damn website is called Psychops, which is an overt reference to PsyOps, which means psychological operations. So while it's definitely possible, because this is just so blatant, I'd guess that it's more likely that this is just a marketing
Who thinks
strategy
to do
help
something
her
like
grow
this, bro?
online, giving her an angle. But I mean, I'm sure that the US military has done stranger things in the past. And the strangest thing is, and you're not going to believe me when I say this, but the more you look into it, the more you might start to see just a bit of credibility to this theory. This isn't some isolated incident, and Illusion isn't the only military thirst trap. Hashtag MilTok is a rapidly growing area of TikTok, and users such as Bailey Crespo and Kayla Salinas have both been described as e-girls using Sereno's sex appeal to lure the internet simps into the armed forces by a Dazed Digital article which I read while researching this topic.
Alright, keep it a stack. Be honest, this is a safe, very, very, very safe space. It's a very, very safe space.
Nigga, did you say this is a safe, very, very safe space?
If this is you, if this attracts you, then just go. You could say it. You could say it. Yes, it does Android. I knew it. You fucking loser. You fucking loser, nigga. You are a fucking bot. I'm kidding.
I thought it was a safe space.
I'm kidding. It's not.
It's not a safe space.
This article also mentions Natalia Fadif, who is a little bit less subtle in approach, going as gun waifu online and having 2.7 million followers on the platform. According to this article, she's an Israeli influencer and an IDF soldier who uses waifu
Hey, no funny. You bitches have no talent.
aesthetics and catgirl cosplay
said it, not
to
me.
peddle pro-Israel propaganda. The article goes on to say that she poses to camera Ahigao style with freshly manicured nails wrapped neatly around a Glock. The ooification of the military functioning
Hey, I'm blurred at one on the left though. I'm trying to see something.
as a cutesy distraction from the shadowy
I'm not
colonial
gonna lie, nigga, some of them attractive, nigga. But I hate how they all use men to fucking get up in life, though. You know what I'm saying? But I also hate how men give into it.
To be
you know what I'm
fair,
saying?
it's really not. Hold on.
My friend once gave a chem girl $700. Which
Alright.
See, look at that, nigga.
I'm giving a lot of my money to
See, the same thing when I said about OnlyFans. We can go ahead and blame the women, but it's the nigga's fault. It's mostly the nigga's
It's
fault.
definitely the nigga's fault.
Because somebody has to be giving them in. Like it's the dude's fault. Like I'd never forgive dudes for making OnlyFans on. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
context. So you're telling me that armies around the world are about to get ooified? Because if so, count me in. I mean, let's just say you're in the middle of an active war zone, just minding your own business, and then from out behind you, whack! You just get knocked out, blackout. You wake up just chained to a wall. You look around, you're like, oh, what's going on? You see two e-girls just doing a little fucking TikTok dance.
If you saw two e-girls in the fucking war zone, I'm not gonna cap you, my nigga. You can do one or two things, my nigga. You can go ahead and do what you gotta go do, my nigga. Or you can be a bitch, nigga. Pick one, my nigga.
Nigga like me.
Tingo. Pop, pop, pop.
You're like body before you're about to get tortured for some information. I could get behind that, but there is a problem that could come from this. As the article says, influencers could soon become weapons in a government's arsenal. Influencers have influence by design, it's in their
That
name.
fucking
And
fits.
recruitment rates in the military have been dropping substantially when comparing Gen Z to previous generations.
Damn.
So if all's fair in love and war, what's to stop these thirst traps from trying to boost those numbers?
Not gonna lie, see, y'all think this shit really funny. They gonna bring back until they start bringing back the draft card, nigga. Then it's not funny. Then it's not funny too, because when the draft,
They bringing it back.
They bringing
It's
that
already
back.
effective.
it's just not a fact. I ain't seen nobody get drafted in a long. Nigga, what's the
We're
last
not
time?
at war? Well,
Come on, nigga.
in GTA.
No, nigga, is nigga still, nigga, we always at war with somebody.
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah. But if it gets really bad, they will, nigga.
No, I don't know if it gets really bad. They gonna start
will
drafting
draft your
niggas.
ass. Yes.
But they stopped the draft system at fucking some point, nigga, during a fucking war. There's been wars after the shit where they haven't drafted people. If you're in college, y'all won't get drafted. I thought it was the opposite. If you are in college, you will get drafted.
I didn't think there was any fucking
I ain't drawing that.
loopholes. I thought it was if your ass is 18 and you sign that shit, you're getting drafted.
I definitely saw that shit too. So shit, y'all know I'm not gonna be up there though.
And if all of this
I'm gonna be streaming Battlefield stream? Battlefield stream. Talk to me.
seems a bit far-fetched to
Yeah, they
you,
draft
let
me,
it
I'm
be known
taking
that
my
in
black
December
ass to a foreign
2022,
country.
it was reported
Roddy,
by
you think you
Vice's
have any
tech
good
wing called
fan edits?
Motherboard that the US military had
Do I think I have any good fan edits? Sometimes,
plans
but there should be more good ones.
to recruit Gen Z via very unconventional methods, such as through Twitch, esports, and the WWE. Particularly, they put an emphasis on trying to recruit women, black, and Hispanic people because I guess the US Army just isn't diverse enough. The Motherboard article also claims that the US military name-dropped creators such as Swag and Alex Zedra in their plans, who apparently refused to comment when asked to by Vice. I'm seriously considering making a full video on this topic because I haven't seen many people talk about it, and there's so much more that I haven't gone over that I potentially could, so please let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. But because these e-girls have such a strong, ironclad grip on their impressionable, chronically online, and let's be honest, desperate fans, there has to come a point where you ask the question, are these fans being exploited?
Yes.
Rye, yeah, they are.
Yes.
100%.
Huh?
Rye, what's your type in women? What do you like about women? Well, I'm glad you asked.
You about to say some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't got no type.
Nah.
Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. You ain't got no life.
Nah.
Cups with the ice, and we do this every night.
Hey.
I ain't check the price.
I got it.
I make my own money, so I spend it how I like. I'm just living life.
Hey.
And let my mama tell it, nigga, I ain't living right. Chop the top off the porch, that's a
My bad. But yeah, to answer your question.
A point where you ask the question, are these fans being exploited?
Yes, they're being exploited. Hold on, let me recap.
Yeah, that's not a question.
There was this girl who I went to high school with. She dropped out and someone tried to get her with me. Last year I ran into her again and she has an oven. I found out my friends bought it. When I told him to confess, he told me he likes eating cake, being strapped down, and he dropped enough to get her to be the top 0.1% of creators.
Why does it always cut out? 0.1% of creators that OF creators that earn the most in February when they naturally get an increase in pay.
I kind of found that last part hard to believe. But
What, the top 1%? You know, that's actually not difficult to do. Like, I heard that a lot of people on OnlyFans, nigga.
Shit.
No, a lot of people are actually in that percentage. Like, I don't know why it's like that, but even for Twitch, you know, I'm in like the top percentage of Twitch because you get over like 100 views, nigga, you already in the top percentage. I think it's the same thing in there, but it's like if you make a certain threshold, like if you make like, I don't know, I don't want to say a price, but I feel like I see a lot of bitches be talking about some. I'm sorry to say bitches. I appreciate it. I see a lot of women to say they're in the top 0.1%. I always see that in their bio. Top 0.1% of OF. To top 0.1% of OF.
I'm not gonna lie, nigga. If you make that shit, you better be in the top 0.1% of fucking OF, nigga. Because if you really make that shit and you got like 20 likes, nigga, you just put your fucking shit online and it's there forever, and you got 20 likes and no fucking money, nigga. That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough.
She was also Puerto Rican, so a lot of people were folding.
Damn.
Okay, now this is a really interesting conversation because different people are going to view it very differently. And we're not talking about e-girls that are just doing some funny dances on TikTok or the ones that genuinely stream games because they love to do it. We're talking about the ones that blur the lines into sex work.
Yo. And Twitch, don't even get mad at me. This is somebody you're hosting on your platform. Twitch, I've seen sis on your platform doing this.
Nah,
With
that's a fact.
this ASMR shit, they get the ASMR tool and they start licking the joint with they shit out. Twitch, this is not toss, niggas. Don't say toss. This is what Twitch offers, nigga. It's not toss. It's not.
The ones that dress provocatively, the ones that play their sexiness up to the camera, and they'll usually sell some sort of goods or services.
Hey,
and I'm going to
Amaranth
primarily
Head.
focus on Twitch because that's where this kind of thing seems the most prevalent. The fascinating thing when it comes to these types of women is that some people...
Nigga, ASMR Marie, there's 152 people in this anime girl bent over. If you are watching this nigga, hell is too nice for you. I'm not gonna lose. You gotta go to a different place. He gonna relocate you because you can't go up there, you can't go down there. They're gonna relocate your ass. I'm not gonna lose you. You have to
relocate you to fucking purgatory.
See, I'm tired of that whole let niggas do what they want mentality. If you do this, you're a fucking loser. If you watch this, you're a loser in GTA. No, in real life. I'm not gonna hold you. Come on.
People would say that the very nature of their employment would exploit them because women that are in sex work...
I swear that bitch literally has, I don't even know how that's allowed. Trash, y'all can't see it. Thankfully, well, I don't know. It's allowed on Twitch, but this bitch literally well, she's in a bikini, but it literally looked like she has her entire there's nothing
like
covering
that
it up.
bitch's butt ass now.
advantage of over the years. There's no denying that. And even though a lot of these people would not classify what they do as sex work because all they do is sit in a kiddie pool and make ASMR noises into a microphone, it's no secret that there is an overt sexual element in that to some people that are consuming their content. These people, depending on their levels of desperation, might donate some money. And some of them might donate a lot more money. And some of them might donate a ton of their money. Thus, some people would say that these e-girls are exploiting their audience via using their body to get whatever they want, or playing up a persona to the camera, or just selling their bathwater. Like, what?
Average British citizen. If you bought bathwater, nigga. Oh my god, I almost said something crazy just now. I'm not gonna hold you. I literally almost said something crazy just now. Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be too good at this Twitch shit, my nigga. Oh my god, I just had a low tier god. I almost had a low tier god moment. Oh shit, that was about to be bad.
Now, it's important to say that some people just donate to streamers to thank them for their work. These people are entertainers. They're there when their audience are going through difficult times. It's obviously the teenage boys that are using their mum's credit cards which are the problem, or even worse yet, fully grown adults that are bankrupting themselves to get their favourite streamer to thank them in the chat. But I don't want to oversimplify here because there are a lot of varying reasons why one might simp for a woman online, and also let it be known that it's not just men simping towards women which is a problem. There's women on women, men on men, men on women, women on men, and all the rest. During my research, I was able to track down this website, now called epow.gg, but formerly known as ego.gg. And it's a platform in which you pay some money, seemingly about £5 for 30 minutes, though some streamers' prices are higher, and after you pay them, you can play with these...
Fortnite with Mia. Ajax. Oh, they play Fortnite. Should I play Fortnite with Mia? Can I play Fortnite with Mia? Should I play?
Let's make for some good content.
Yeah, can I play Fortnite with? Should I play Fortnite with Mia?
Streamers or talk to them in chat, guys or girls.
I don't even have Fortnite. I got download Fortnite.
Whoever.
Again.
At the end of the day, these sorts of streamers do not care about you. You are just
Mario's right there.
And after you.
Nigga, I really thought. I don't know why I thought you were serious.
These streamers or
why did you go back and look?
Or girls or whoever. At the end of the day, these sorts of streamers do not care about you. You are just a paycheck for them. This study that I found on the subject drew two conclusions from this. One of which was the widespreading relevancy of gender in games. This study was written by Christine H. Tran in 2022, and though it's a bit wordy throughout, it ends on a conclusion that's an important aspect of e-girl culture. It reads, hubs for self-titled e-girls such as Twitch and TikTok reflect a micro-celebrity ecosystem where the language of realness, or at least believability, is a valued commodity. And that's where we're heading next, because...
I can't interview you guys, nigga. What do you mean by fucking interview, my nigga?
Like on Discord?
Like on Discord? You know how to do that Discord shit. Thank you for the 100 bits though. What do you mean by interview?
This video would be impossible to talk about without mentioning the lifeblood of being an e-girl, and that is accessibility. Never before have the people that you're obsessed with been so easy to contact. But let me say that again from the creator's perspective, because never before has it been so easy for people obsessed with you to contact you.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm beating a dead horse with this one. I'm sure you've heard of parasocial relationships in the past. Just in case you haven't though, it's a buzzword that's just had all life sucked out of it by content vampires, and honestly it drives me a little batty to talk about, but if you look in the news, it doesn't seem as though things are getting any better. Amaranth is perhaps the most famous creator on the receiving end of this.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that bitch.
She's
And for
like
good reason.
She's like the biggest.
Niggas only fuck with her because she a redhead. I don't even know her, and that's the reason.
Amaranth, I ain't saying nothing. Amaranth, you know we like this, nigga. Amaranth, you know we locked in. Now the whole bathtub stream meta on fucking Twitch, I think it's still crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. I still think it's crazy to this day. One thing about Amaranth, I can respect Amaranth. I'm not gonna hold you. She is one of the richest people. She definitely finessed the system. I'm not gonna hold you. She's one of the biggest finesses in the entire Twitch community. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Again, I kind of have to blame the niggas on this one. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I do know about Amaranth, because she's so intertwined with Twitch cultures, that she owns like multiple gas stations and shit like that. So she actually I'm not gonna hold you. She really be about her bread. Like she
Bitch in real estate off scamming you niggas.
No, I'm not gonna.
You should be ashamed.
The nigga Amaranth has he owns gas station. Like she really got bread. I'm not gonna cap to you, nigga. Off of this, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did that. You know what I'm saying?
She really scammed y'all and got some real estate.
She's as rich as Rye.
Because literally as of like a week ago,
she makes $2 million monthly. I literally don't doubt that. She has OF Twitch. And I really don't. I forgot how much he said she makes monthly, but
when I wrote the script
that.
for this video, the creep returned. If you don't know her story, to summarize it, she has an Estonian stalker who's flown to Houston, where she lives, multiple times now in an attempt to be with her, I guess. Apparently,
why is that nigga butt ass naked with some marker on there? I heard about this story.
I did.
More questions like a Q&A. I mean, you can ask some questions, and I might answer, but I'm not gonna pause the video every time to answer all the questions. So if I skip some, I apologize. But I mean, you're more than welcome to ask any questions. But I've heard about this like literally happened like a couple days ago. One thing I do feel bad about is with women online is the stalking ass niggas, cause ain't no nigga going it's very rare for a dude to stalk another dude, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You just don't hear about that nigga. But especially with Twitch, nigga, there's you remember telling me the whole video on that about the women who was getting stalked by these niggas. This nigga flew out the country, Estonia, nigga. I don't even know where the fuck Estonia is, nigga, and has been stalking Amaranth for the past like 2-3 weeks, nigga. That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing that I actually like. That whole shit is like a double-edged sword, nigga. You literally get to like finesse and get a whole bunch of money off of it, nigga. But there is always one creep ass nigga, bro. Or multiple.
One.
It's not one. It's multiple.
One.
Like, bro, this nigga flew from his home country, nigga, to do this shit. Lame ass nigga. Bro.
Nigga gave up his life.
That's tough, nigga. Literally, bro. And the police had definitely told this nigga they escorted this nigga out, trespassed this nigga, gave the nigga restraining order, all that. This nigga won't listen. And also, police don't be doing their job when it comes to this nigga. You know they don't be taking this shit seriously half the time, my nigga. Like, until some shit really happens.
He obsessively DM'd her, asking her why she didn't pick him up at the airport and whatnot, despite the fact that she doesn't even know him. I mean, just strange, creepy thinking. This person clearly needs help and clearly needs a restraining order. And clearly, this isn't a one-off kind of deal for people on the internet, especially women. Valkyrie was stalked by a guy who also hopped in a plane to get into contact with her. Then obviously Mira, who had her home vandalized
Y'all chill on Valkyrie. That's good sis right there.
by a stalker. Nico, who had her stalker
fell
write
off.
a 246-page fucking anthology on her and how she led him on. And then also Pokimane, Sweet Anita, and essentially every other large female creator that you can think of. Let me be clear that creepy behavior is not exclusive to women online, and it's definitely not exclusive to e-girls because everyone gets it. Blokes get it, I've had it before. It generally happens nowhere near as frequently to men and usually not as severely. And I'd like to think that I'm well versed in talking about this because this topic in particular was a large part of my 2022 documentary Discontent, where I was able to actually get a first-hand account of stalking and harassment from Kiwo, a famous streamer on Twitch. I've criticized
And this is the real thing. This is why I don't like try to get too close with internet niggas, bro. Like, chat, I love all y'all and shit like that. And I'll try to respond to y'all within reason and shit like that. But some of y'all be just like trying to have like, I don't know, like casual conversations and shit like that, which I appreciate y'all. Some of y'all be thanking me. There be a lot of y'all, but y'all don't understand. There be a lot of racist niggas. There be a lot of niggas calling me out my name, wishing death upon me, all types of shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And some niggas talking, I hate these messages the most. I know somebody gonna go do it after. It's okay. The block button is one button. But the niggas always be like, oh, I need help. Like, can you help me? And it's like, there's no context. Nigga just like, can you help me? No, nigga, I can't. Help your fucking self, nigga. You gave me no context. Like, I'm supposed to stop everything I'm doing to go into DMs. Oh my God, what's going on? No, nigga, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, nigga. Like, the internet's such a weird place, bro.
a lot of the more negative aspects of e-girl culture so far in this video, and don't worry, I will continue to do so, but I think it's important to remember that at the end of the day, these people are humans too. It's very easy to forget that. And I think it's so important to carry on talking about this because it doesn't look like too much is changing, and I honestly worry that we could be looking at tragedy not too far in the distant future. There is a very real chance of something awful happening if we don't figure out a way to stop this kind of behavior. I usually don't speak from the heart very often in my videos, but I just wanted to say that. Anyways, on a less depressing note, let's add a little bit of spice into this video and talk about the e-girl group chat leak.
The e-girl group chat league sounds like
I know they about to say some crazy shit.
So this story became headline news in online spaces, and if you've never heard of it before, strap yourself in, buckle up, because this is going to be one of the wildest stories you hear all week. So we need to take things back to January of this year, literally 5 or 6 weeks ago, because it was then that a Twitter user by the name eGirlfriend, otherwise known as Law, tweeted this, which are a few screenshots of this absolutely rancid group chat between several e-girls who have been named and shamed as Lil Roryvert, Pixel Girlfriend, Swoowookie, Super Etchy, and then this girl here known as Amber, but her handle was at Mimsy. These girls were exposed to the world red-handed, just saying the most spiteful, vindictive, and mean-spirited things to others. They were accused of being fatphobic and also of reportedly using racist language too. Like, there were a lot of N-words apparently being used, and I'm not talking about your nincompoops and nimrods either. These e-girls were exposed for the whole world to see. Their group chat was essentially
I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of these e-girls don't care about you, nigga. Because I know that people describe e-girls as like, there's like a lot of descriptions for e-girls, so it's not only people who do OLF, but them specific, like, especially that last girl, we know she do OLF. They don't care about you, my nigga. I'm guaranteed, like, you are livestock, nigga. They do not care about you, nigga.
Livestock is crazy.
No, nigga, bro. The thing about, look, with streaming, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case may be, nigga, that's especially Twitch, nigga. Like, this is kind of like, I'm kind of talking to y'all and communicating with y'all, so there's a lot of communication, nigga, and there's no me if there's no community, nigga. Same thing with YouTube. There's no community, there's no content, there's nobody watching the content, nigga. Well, that's anywhere, but you know, there is more like kind of closer, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the community has to fuck with you, nigga. OnlyFans, nigga. If they buying this shit, nigga, you don't have to care about your community, nigga. You don't have to care about them niggas. You don't have to fuck with them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Center playing with viewers like multiplayer games or some, because I think it would be fun if it was moderated.
I used to play with y'all a long time ago, but I don't do it no more because y'all can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't really handle it like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't know. Especially voice chat with y'all niggas, I can't do it because there'll always be one nigga who gotta ruin it. So I don't really do it like that no more. But hopefully,
back on crab game.
We'll get on Outlaster. Not with you though.
Fuck is Outlaster?
Fucking Survivor. But yeah, like a lot of these
Why not
people
when
don't
people
care
die?
about you because you always win. Everyone was
I
good,
didn't
man.
win.
Actually, like the
I thought Mac won.
No, you
burn
won't.
book from Mean Girls in
Okay.
that iconic scene, and like these girls had to do some damage control. They started by deleting some
The
tweets and
hate
messages before immediately hopping on another group chat, chatting more shit, and then getting exposed for it
Hold on, let me
again.
see what he say. Hold on, I need to move my cam so I can really see what
These
he
niggas
said.
in Discord, you know it's bad.
Don't eat and go gym, bitch. Spell when she can barely read. Why are you not fat shaming is my question. Dare you do pics to make them look skinny 1,000 IQ? Stop. They're on Discord with
And,
anime
like, at that
profile
point,
pictures.
it's just
Wrong messenger.
Game over. Your online career is just in the gutter. Eventually, this all got a bit too much for the girls, who one by one would delete their Twitter accounts. Let it be known too that these weren't just nobodies. A lot of these women had a fair following online, some of them hundreds of thousands of followers. And it just goes to
Shaq,
the
thank
point
you,
that we
man.
discussed a moment ago, that you really don't know your favorite creators at all, so there's no point in forging a one-sided relationship with
She's hiding behind an anime.
them.
1.1 million.
Normally seems like an incredibly hard thing to come back from, but just as Wang pointed out, I don't think anyone was paying attention to these girls because of their upstanding moral character, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
And I'll have
that's
to
a
wait and
fact.
see what your
That
take
is
on
a
this
fact.
next story is, because did you know that in the past, people have accused the e-girl community of cultural appropriation?
Chat, it's just
the
a
girl that
little
sold the bath.
yeah, the bath water. Chat, ignore the little bot thing in the chat. The little bot rate. It happened last stream. Twitch will remove it.
Bot raid.
Yeah, if you weren't aware of this, over the past few years,
Spam
there have been
up
some
robot
people
emoji.
that have criticized the gamer girl and e-girl aesthetic of appropriating different culture styles, particularly Japanese. Now, it's no secret that the e-girl aesthetic is at the very least heavily inspired by Japanese
I fucking
streetwear.
hate that
It's noted
shirt.
at the very top
Yeah.
of the Wikipedia page that aspects of East Asian culture, such as anime and K-pop, are inspirations for the style. But it's obviously not a clear rip-off, because it was also inspired by punk, emo, and skater aesthetics, which are more traditionally Western. Additionally, if we're talking about characters that inspired the movement, many people claim Ramona Flowers and Harley Quinn to be pop culture icons that have their styles drawn from in the aesthetic. So clearly, it's not as black and white as the idea that the e-girl movement has been plainly ripping off from Japanese culture. But this hasn't stopped a number of journalists and writers from creating online articles about it. For example,
Harley
2
got
years
it.
ago, Ashley
Y'all love crazy bitches.
Barton wrote an article titled "This Recent Trend Among Gamers
Harley Quinn was not crazy at first. Wasn't she a doctor?
Nigga, you gotta stay away from bitches like Harley Quinn and Ramona Flowers, nigga. I would never be
Yeah.
around Ramona for any reason in my life. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, I'm not fighting no niggas.
You got it, nigga. I've
Yeah.
got Scott, bro. You got it, man.
isn't an
Fuck all that.
aesthetic,
Cool.
it's racism." And in this article, she claims that e-girls had come under fire at the time for Asian fishing, which is essentially where white people especially were changing their looks to seem more
heard
Asian
of that.
via the use of makeup. Apparently, white girls were using makeup to give them
Okay, see, this is crazy. You know her name is Emily.
She is
Nigga.
quite literally
Like,
pulling her
yeah,
skin
like this
back.
is actually insane. Her name is fucking Aubrey. Like, come on, nigga.
themselves more traditionally
Aubrey's
East
crazy.
Asian facial features. She cited Slightly Kiki, a Korean-American TikToker with about 50,000 followers, as a source. And Slightly Kiki admitted that this was neither an important nor a pressing issue for the Asian community, but it fetishized the culture, and it added to an anti-Asian sentiment. It reduced them to what Barden called an overall sexy caricature of what Asians look like. In 2020,
Instead of everyone.
You mean playing with like subs and everything like that? I mean, yeah, it's just that I rarely play games. I mean, with Minecraft, we played in Minecraft the other day, but like I don't play too many games like that. But so some games, yes, with subs. Some games, no, by myself. So it
How
depends.
much fucking money do you have? Better question. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, it's only a bit, 100 bits. He just got
21,
he gave me
this
$1.
same
I
sentiment was
appreciate it.
shared by Sid Hoped of the Daily Nexus, the newspaper of the University of California, Santa Barbara, in an article titled, "Your Gamer Girl Aesthetic Has Real Consequences." And it cites a Teen Vogue article to back its point that back in 2021, there was a TikTok trend called the Fox Eye Challenge, whereby participants
Fox
use
Eye. makeup
to try and allow their eyes to appear more Asian. Now, of course, not every e-girl is
Wow.
taking on the Fox Eye Challenge, but it is a small, perhaps unwelcome part of the
No, that's dead. It's just dead ass racist. I'm not going to give it to you. They know what they doing.
Come the fuck on.
They even 100 bits effort. They
Ego
that ass is
community.
racist. I'm not gonna lie.
And more broadly, our generation, in the West at least, seems very invested in East Asian culture. But whether they care about Asians as much as they claim to might be another story. The author of the Daily Nexus piece writes, "They do not want Asian people around. Instead, they want our food, our clothing, our trends and our aesthetics. But not us. Never us." Which makes me want to ask any and all Asians watching this video, what do you think? Is the ego aesthetic and culture appropriation or appreciation? This is a belief held by a small number of people, no doubt, but this opinion does exist. The Huffington Post, for example, had similar concerns. But this might be stemming from a more positive place, that being that East Asian popular culture specifically is becoming way more common in the West. And is culture not meant to be shared and enjoyed? But this might come.
I mean, there's a difference between, like, you know what I'm saying, sharing culture and then just flat out appropriating shit, nigga. Like, come on, nigga. Like, come on. That whole trend challenge, that shit is not really acknowledging or appreciating the culture, nigga. Like, cosplaying, I feel like cosplaying is appreciating the culture. You're just appreciating the culture, whatever the case may be, my nigga.
It's weird.
Now, if you start saying a whole bunch of shit that you think that Asian people say and they don't really say just because that's what you heard on a fucking YouTube video or something, then nigga, you're just appropriating and being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But
come at a bit of a price too, because throughout my research I found one common thread, a warning in place, and that is the sexualization of Asian culture and how e-girls have infantilized it. And if you don't know the term, it means to treat people as children regardless
If that's
of
appropriating culture, then England was just fine before we had a tea party.
infantilized it. And if you don't know the term, it means to treat people as children regardless of their age. And in reference to what we're talking about, to infantilize a look that you also sexualize, I mean, this is clearly problematic. So let's have an open conversation about society's beauty standards towards women in particular. Traditionally, they're held to a standard where they're primarily sought after in their 20s. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are still plenty of absolutely stunning women in their 30s and 40s or even 50s who might be considered very beautiful, but generally, if you compare them with the ages of the most sought after men, there's just no contest. I took a look at the Economic Times Sexiest Man Alive for the past 10 years.
David Beckham?
No. I forgot.
Oh, Idris Elba?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's good, man.
Research purposes.
What'd he say?
Do you think I need your power, nigga? That's what he said.
I'm so sick of you niggas, bro. He didn't say that shit.
Here's $1,000.
That's what he said, nigga.
Community.
You ain't even watch the movie, nigga.
I didn't watch the movie.
That's all you know.
Ever said this, like, this is $1,000, give this back to the community. That's not 1,000, but I appreciate the bits nonetheless. This nigga, because this nigga niggas don't know bits to the bread ratio. That's not 1,000, nigga. I would have streamed if it was at $1,000. But
$13.
thank you, Efren. I appreciate it nonetheless. It didn't matter if it was $1 or it's $50, nigga. I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you, man. And
I found that the average age of their sexiest man alive was 40.3. In comparison, in Esquire's Sexiest Woman Alive, the average age of the winner was 30.3. Or you could take Elizabeth Brutch's 2018 study of online dating, where she found that while a woman's desirability on dating apps consistently dropped from the time she's 18 until the time she's 60, a man's desirability, on the other hand, actually increases with age, peaking at about 50 before dropping off. This study also covered both sexes' preference in ethnicity and education level, so pause if you want to have a look at it. But relating this back to e-girls, even their name, e-girls, could be considered infantilizing.
And one of them stats he lied about, but I ain't gonna say which one.
You have e-boys on the flip side.
Okay.
All right. Turn it off.
All right.
Time to turn that shit all the way off.
Yeah, I don't want to see no e-boys, bro. Cool.
So it's not exclusively a female issue, but
niggas love that shirt, bro.
I hate that shirt, bro.
You have e-boys on the flip side, so
BTS,
it's not
exclusively
a female.
You love that shirt. Eat, sleep, and shit in that shirt.
What are we watching?
We're watching the darkest days of the e-girl community.
Issue, but the underlying theme here.
I'm not gonna lie, I lied. This is the last video I have tonight, and there's 10 more minutes left in the show.
Is that youth is at the center of beauty standards. Clearly, there are biological factors for this that we just can't escape. Youth is peak fertility, youth is peak strength and physicality. But is this aesthetic going too far? The Daily Nexus article writes, these gamer girls take to Twitch and actively stream in this Asian fishing makeup, often dressing in infantile clothing and acting in a submissive demeanor that reinforces the concept of Asian women as subservient, childish, and dainty. So clearly, infantilization and racial stereotypes are going hand in hand. It's strange that this hasn't been spoken more about. But there is also a flip side of the argument, and there are 2 points I want to bring up here. Firstly, e-girls are not the first generation of women to be infantilized. Since the dawn of media, and even prior to it, it's happened over and over. It happened to Britney Spears 20 years ago, Marilyn Monroe 70 years ago, and I'm sure to many more before then. But secondly, there's the idea that this sort of aesthetic is only sexualized if you think it is. There have been a few e-girls who say that their method of dress is merely self-expression, and so if you're sexualizing them, that's on you, not them. Blaming women for how they dress has never been a good argument in many people's minds. Just because you dress a certain way doesn't necessarily mean anything, it might just mean that you like the clothes. I, for example, have always taken large inspiration from the rocker and Greece aesthetic in my style. I just think it's cool and...
Said they like femboys, are you rocking with them?
It's just
fucking
that.
lame ass nigga. Take your shit back, nigga.
It doesn't mean I want to be living in the 50s, and it doesn't mean I want to be sexualized, regardless of leather jackets being damn sexy. I don't know, what do you guys think? I wanted to open up this dialogue, and I really hope that this video has made you think a bit differently about the e-girl subculture and aesthetic.
I still think the same, I'm not gonna lie, but good video though, very informational for anybody who didn't know about it prior. So, nigga, look, some of y'all niggas are fueling this thing that y'all hate so much, because I see a lot of y'all niggas hate online about like e-girls and everything like that, but it's like one of y'all have to be like, somebody has to be like, somebody's funding this, nigga.
So
like I see too
many
y'all
are lying,
especially y'all TikTok niggas. I see too many of y'all niggas doing this. Somebody has to be funding this. Who's funding this?
Somebody's lying.
Hokey Fondo. I'm more of a Valkyrie person myself, but that's just me. But they both queens. But all right, good video.